Ladies and gentlemen, good evening and welcome back to our channel once again. There is one thing which I've always opined on this platform on many occasions, that in politics there are only two constants, and that the first constant in politics is always interest. As long as the interests of politicians can converge, they will always work together. And that's why you should never rule out the possibility of William Ruto working with Rigathi Gachagua in future. And the second constant in politics is betrayal. And Rigathi Gachagua is learning about that second constant in politics, which is betrayal the hard way. For those who have been following William Ruto's fallout with Rigathi Gachagua, one man stood out as the biggest ally, a dependable ally of Rigathi Gachagua, the Nyeri governor, Governor Mutahi Kahiga. In fact, he was the only governor from the mountain who was courageous enough to defend Rigathi Gachagua and even to attack William Ruto.
We will not allow our son to go through that at all. Kama mbaya, but he will not be taken through that. Hatutaruhusu. He will not be taken through that. Hakupewa kiti na mtu, alingangania. Na hicho kiti kura tulizozipiga ndizo zilimpa deputy president. And he is not a deputy president by default. Ni mpango wetu na yeye ndiye ameshikilia mlima. So, ningetaka nitangaze nikiwa hapa kwa kanisa. Madharau yoyote kwa Rigathi Gachagua ni madharau ya mlima. Kweli uongo? Kukoroga deputy president kidogo hapo. Tumeeleza deputy president huyo mtu aondolewe, awache kufugulua hao watu. Kwa sababu bara ya nyumba na ya muhiriga itiruwa gwodu umwe kana tiguo. Kwa sababu unajua ni vizuri tuseme ukweli. Mheshimiwa Murkomen, ukienda kuongea Kipkaa, usidanganywe sana ati hao watu wako na furaha. When their son is complaining kidogo analialia hapo, kama leo tuliona hakuenda na ndege ya serikali, alienda na ndege hii za kawaida huko Korino. Mnasema apewe ndege yake kama ilivyo inastahili, aende nayo. Tunataka kuwakumbusha kitu kimoja na uambie rais hivi. Rais aliingia hapa Nyeri akiwa na Biblia kwa mkono. Na alikuwa anatusalimia, Bwana asifiwe mwadhani agoshwo. Hata sasa tunataka aendelee kusema nini?
But because in politics there are only two constants, it seems the man is already betraying Rigathi Gachagua. There's a statement he made over the weekend. Listening to that statement and tell me if the man is not begging William Ruto to work with him, and if he's not trying to reach out to Professor Kithure Kindiki.
When a tree is cut, it can still grow again. Mdhombi ukienda mkikutana na naibu rais mwambie sisi tuko hatuna fujo na yeye. We are okay with that. Na ni vizuri tuambie rais tukiwa hapa Nyeri. Your Excellency, Rigiji sasa umemuondoa katika haya mambo. Hiyo ni kumaanisha Nyeri haiko ama Nyeri itakuwa. Kwa sababu ni lazima tuulize, si tulipeana kura? Na kura zetu sasa zitaenda tu staili hiyo ama sisi tutakuwa watu wa kuangalia wengine wakikula? Kwa hivyo tunamuomba rais akikaa aangalie, aanze kuwaza mbele vile atakaa na atafikiria kuhusu watu wa Nyeri. Ni kweli ama si uongo? Wangapi wanasema hivyo? As many of that opinion say aye. The eyes have it. Speaker, si nimeendeleza vizuri? Eyes wamesema Nyeri iangaliwe na jicho la upendo, si ndio? Kwa sababu yale yametendeka hayo, lakini Nyeri should not be out of the map of the government of Kenya. Ama mnaonaje jinsi? Sisi tuseme as we stand here, why we are in this sober mood na unaona watu wengi hawako, ni kwa sababu hilo lilikuwa ni pigo kubwa kwao. They didn't expect it, lakini mimi ningetaka niwaambie with a lot of conviction At the end of one thing is usually the beginning of another bigger thing. And what shall be, shall be. What shall be, shall be. Ours is to wish, and I want to pray like he has said. Aliwaomba sisi tuwe na amani, taifa letu liendelee mbele, kwa sababu taifa ni kubwa kuliko sisi wenyewe. Kule mbele tunakoenda, tunamtakia rais kila laheri in everything that he does. Tuendelee na tusukume.
But for me, that betrayal, in my view, can be attributed to the mistakes which Rigathi Gachagua has actually committed since he was impeached and after the swearing-in ceremony of Professor Kithure Kindiki as the Deputy President of the Republic of Kenya. So in this video, I want us to look at those 5 mistakes which, in my view, Rigathi Gachagua has committed, which might actually lead to William Ruto sending him to political Siberia. But before we do that, for those who are watching this channel for the first time, please take a second or two, click the subscribe button so that next time we produce a video like this, YouTube will automatically notify you. And to the subscribers, I want to continue thanking you guys for your continued support. Because without that support, this channel cannot be where it is. Ladies and gentlemen, without any further ado, allow me to dive in. But again, before I dive in, allow me to also take this opportunity to thank the following people. You are seeing their names on the screen there for the coffee they sent to me earlier today. It goes a long way in supporting this channel. You can also do the same using the numbers you are seeing on your screen. A cup of coffee only goes for 200 shillings, but you can do more. Ladies and gentlemen, let us dive in. Immediately, Rigathi Gachagua was impeached. There was serious rage against William Ruto in the mountain. As a matter of fact, since Rigathi Gachagua was impeached, we've never seen a member of parliament from the mountain who voted for the impeachment of Rigathi Gachagua going to the mountain to address even a funeral because of the fear of the rage against them. But Rigathi Gachagua committed a mistake which William Ruto and Professor Abraham Kithure Kindiki can easily take advantage of. So I want to reveal to you the 5 mistakes which I think Rigathi Gachagua has actually committed. Let me begin by the first mistake, and this is why people like Mutahi Kahiga are now making some tactical retreat to fit into the system. The first mistake he committed is failure to offer leadership after the impeachment. Immediately, Rigathi Gachagua was impeached, and after the swearing-in ceremony of Professor Kithure Kindiki, Rigathi Gachagua projected an image of a man who is subdued. Let us take on the day Professor Kithure Kindiki was being sworn in. What did Rigathi Gachagua do? Rigathi Gachagua, in his own wisdom, or maybe lack of it, decided to go and chill with the family. Not any other place, but in Madeira. Rigathi Gachagua is a man who has always been known to walk along the mountain, walking facing Mount Kenya. That was a very good day for Rigathi Gachagua to be with his troops, not the family necessarily, and take a walk around Mount Kenya. But Rigathi Gachagua appeared subdued. He was telling everybody that home is best and I've accepted the fate. If Rigathi Gachagua had been surrounded by his allies, if he had provided leadership, I think probably people like Mutahi Kahiga would not be addressing the audience in the mountain with such kind of a tone. And for you to understand why seemingly Rigathi did not provide leadership, the leaders who were present when Kahiga was making that statement were even urging him to actually take leadership of Nyeri. Because even themselves, they appreciate that Rigathi did not provide that leadership.
Mutahi, Kenya needs you. Kenya needs you. Your people of Nyeri, you're serving them very well, but you're not cut out just for Nyeri. Like Sang is saying, and my friend Cheboy has said, you are not cut out for Nyeri. You are cut for bigger things. And continue being strategic. You never know. The gap that is in you feeling right now in Nyeri, it may not be vacant for a long time. You never know. Mungu ni mwingine, akulangi ugali, unaweza jipata huko pale. Ama mnasemaje watu wa Nyeri?
So we know for sure that Kahiga is not just meant for Nyeri. This is material for bigger things for this country, which he is already doing. But I am sure and we trust God that he will continue to do much better than that.
Tuseme as we stand here, why we are in this sober mood na unaona watu wengi hawako, ni kwa sababu hilo lilikuwa ni pigo kubwa kwao. They didn't expect it, lakini mimi ningetaka niwaambie with a lot of conviction that the end of one thing is usually the beginning of another bigger thing.
The second mistake which Rigathi Gachagua committed, in my view, was his failure to acquire a political party or even to form a new political party. Because you all know whatever is happening in the mountain. Jubilee is dead. UDA is dead. ODM is not in Mount Kenya. So Rigathi Gachagua needed a new party. So before I explain to you guys how the formation of a new political party is also leading to these mistakes, allow me to take this opportunity to also introduce you guys to BRICS Solutions. BRICS Solution is an ICT company that specializes in three main things: software solutions, like point of sale for supermarkets, schools, pharmacies. They also offer human resource management systems, school management systems. Again, they also specialize in website design and developments for companies, schools. Of course, if you also want your website, you can reach out to them. And they are very good also in CCTV installation. With the current security situation in the Republic of Kenya, at least you need to go that extra mile. You can always contact them on the numbers you are seeing on your screen there. Ladies and gentlemen, how is the formation of a political party or failure to form a political party by Rigathi Gachagua is making people like Mutahi Kahiga to make tactical retreat? Not only Mutahi Kahiga, I know even the Muranga women rep is taking tactical retreat, and several other leaders. It's because the ground is for Rigathi or the ground is anti-William Ruto. But they can't go to Jubilee. They can't go to ODM. They can't go to Wiper. They needed a political party. So Rigathi Gachagua ought to have organized a political party so that by the time he was going to be impeached, a new deputy president is sworn in place, Rigathi Gachagua should have had a party where he was going to lead his troops to join. So today we'll be reading that so-and-so has joined Rigathi Gachagua. This is the face of Rigathi Gachagua's new political party. But Rigathi Gachagua, in his own wisdom, decided to go to Madeira. I don't know why. So if I were Rigathi Gachagua, my first step would be to form a new political party or acquire one. Of course, I've seen his allies announcing to Kenyans to be ready for a major announcement next week. That next week, something big is going to happen. Let us wait and see. But for me, there is nothing big which can come out of Rigathi Gachagua other than two things: the formation of a new political party or deciding to start exposing William Ruto's government. I don't know whether Rigathi has what it takes to fight the government. The third mistake Rigathi Gachagua committed was to de-escalate political activities. You see, on that day, Kindiki was sworn in. Rigathi ought to have increased his political activities. But what happened? From that time up to now, Rigathi Gachagua only appeared in a church. But what was his statement in that church? Simple. Rigathi stated in that church that for the mountain, they'll remain silent. Awataongea. They'll wait for the day. You don't do that. That you wait for the ballot. You give these guys chance. The ground will start relaxing a bit. The way they were being heckled. To sustain that, you incite them. That's politics. That's what Ruto did to Uhuru. That's what they should do to William Ruto if he's serious. But telling the mountain that, let us just remain silent, let us wait for the ballot. It has never worked like that. In the last election, Uhuru Kenyatta was being chased in the mountain. Uhuru Kenyatta could not even hold political activities in his own constituency of Gatundu South. Those are the truths. So for Rigathi Gachagua to assume that the mountain will wait for him or will wait to punish Ruto in 2027, he's daydreaming actually. So for me, the fact that he has de-escalated his political activities is the reason why these guys are actually running away from him. And number 4, which is very, very important, I think there is lack of communication, or do I call it political strategy, from Rigathi Gachagua's camp, especially after the impeachment. Before the impeachment, Rigathi had a very good political strategy. Yeah? And he was dominating. But after his impeachment, there is no communication. You don't hear about Rigathi. Rigathi is only focusing on the mountain. Rigathi is not even taking time to come to Kisumu here, pray with identify a church and go and worship with them. Just tell them, even if they accused me of this, I accept my mistake. Next time we'll be. You just do that. So there's no proper communication strategy coming out of Rigathi Gachagua. And the more he's not being heard or seen, the more Kenyans will forget about him. And just like I said, Rigathi Gachagua is one of the people who can easily send William Ruto home, and it's going to be a major factor. But only if he has a good strategy, good communication strategy, and political strategy. And lastly, I think there is also the fear of blackmail, that Ruto is definitely going to go after some of these MPs. Mutahi Kahiga is a governor. He can be easily targeted. Governors have a lot of skeletons in their closets. Ladies and gentlemen, Rigathi has committed those 5 mistakes. So let us wait for him next week to give us way forward. Until that time, this is Makwiny. If you watch this video up to this stage, please let me know in the comment section. Until that time, bye-bye.